Hello, my name is Trevor Downey and I am the Artistic Director of Warren County Theater Project. We are excited to announce our first production, which is the Nutcracker at Hauck Mansion. A little bit about me. I am originally from Lebanon, Ohio. I started dancing when I was 4. I had my first professional job when I was 15 at Kings Island. When I was 16, I started teaching at Dance Kids Dance Studio, and that's where I met Denise, who is the producer of Warren County Theater Project. So I started teaching there. I started teaching hip hop. I started a competition team there. We had about 4 people on our competition team in the beginning, and about 15 years later, we have over 80 kids on the team, and the talent is tremendous. The kids are super hardworking. I love coming back every summer. So after I graduated from high school, I then ended up getting a job at Lock Media Dinner Theater. I did Cats, I was Mr. Mistopheles. And the year after that, I danced on a cruise ship, saved up some money, and then I moved to New York. I had a great career in New York. I did the 25th anniversary national tour of Cats. I did the Radio City Christmas Spectacular with the Rockettes in New York. I then moved to Los Angeles. I'm here now. I work at Disneyland. I joined a brand new show called Mickey and the Magical Map. I've been doing it for 3 years. So yeah, that brings me back to Warren County Theater Project and why we're doing this. So I guess it was this past fall, Denise and I were having lunch at Golden Lamb, and I mentioned to her that one of my friends who lives in Michigan does a strolling Nutcracker in a huge mansion. I think it was like 122 rooms, and the audience kind of travels with them, you know, with the story. And I mentioned that to her just like casually, and her eyes lit up, and she was like, "We can do that." I was like, "Can we?" Okay. So we started like talking about it and like figuring things out, and lo and behold, we're doing it. And she ended up finding an incredible mansion called Hauck Mansion, which is located in Cincinnati, Ohio. Just the style of the mansion is the most perfect backdrop and setting for the Nutcracker. It was actually built in 1904, which is like less than 10 years after the Nutcracker premiered. So yeah, it's been a little bit of a challenge because this mansion is not as big as I had thought it was going to be in the beginning. It's a challenge in that way, but I think it's kind of nice to have that intimate setting, and we can have, I think we've figured out that we can have about 50 people in the audience per show, and they will start out, they will walk through the front door, and they will, the first scene will happen in the foyer, and then they'll get to split up into the right or left. They're both like big living rooms, and that's when the party scene will happen. That's when the battle will happen. Then they will follow the cast up to the second floor, which will be I call it like a winter wonderland, which is when they travel through the pine forest to go to the land of the sweet. So the second floor is all going to be winter wonderland, snowy and icicles and snowflakes, and you know, very dreamlike. And the snowflake dancers will dance there. Then they will travel up to the third floor, which is the land of the sweets, which we're going to decorate the heck out of. I kind of want it to be like when Dorothy lands in Oz. You know, it's kind of how I want it to feel. I want it to feel very whimsical, very colorful, very extravagant, very over the top. So it's been fun kind of creating, you know, like my own Nutcracker. You know, like, because there's so many different versions of the Nutcracker. If you go on YouTube, every single version is, you know, it's different. So it was kind of nice. I got to figure out what I wanted to do and how I wanted to tell the story and what story I wanted to tell. And I love a love story. So there is definitely a nice love story, maybe a couple in there. I don't want to give away too much. But yeah, I'm also bringing a little bit of my style in as well. It's not going to be straight up classical ballet. I mean, definitely ballet will play a huge role in the show, but I want to bring in a little bit contemporary and modern theatrical feel to it as well, just to spice it up a little bit more. We're still keeping the same music. I mean, Tchaikovsky the soundtrack is just stunning, and the second the overture plays, I like have this warm feeling inside, just because I used to like, when I was younger, I loved roller skating, and I would always roller skate in our garage, and I would put on full-length shows, just me and roller skates, and I would do the entire soundtrack to Nutcracker, and my parents would have to sit through probably like an hour of me roller skating around to the Nutcracker. Sorry, Mom and Dad. But yeah, I have lots of Nutcracker stories. I actually did the Nutcracker for 3 years when I was younger, probably I think like 9, 10, and 11, or 8, 9, 10, at Dayton Ballet. My first year I was a page, and my entire family came to see this production. And a page, like I literally like walked across stage holding a present, and I gave it to Claire, and then I went to sit down, and that was literally all I did. And my entire family came to see it. They saw me walk across stage with a present, and then when I went to sit down, I think I was somehow hidden from them, so they only saw me walk across stage. My entire family saw that. Then my second year I was a soldier, and then my third year I was Fritz, which was really cool. And it was funny because Denise and I, this past Christmas, went to see, and Elise and Danielle, her daughters, we went to see the Nutcracker at Cincinnati Ballet, just to kind of get inspired and just see, I had never seen it before at Cincinnati Ballet. So we were sitting in the audience, and the lights go out, and the overture starts, and I all of a sudden started to feel like really nervous in my stomach, and I started to get like panicky, and like started to sweat, and I thought I was having a panic attack. I was like super nervous for some reason. I couldn't figure out why. And then like after it ended, I was like, because I remember it brought me back to when I was Fritz, and I would be sitting, like the show opens at Dayton Ballet, it did, with Fritz like sitting on a chair, like by himself, nobody else on stage, just him sitting on a chair. And it just like brought me back to when I was like 10 years old, sitting in this chair with my eyes closed, like freaking out that the show was going to start with just me on stage. So it was really, I hadn't even thought about that moment in like 20 years. It was so random that I like got so nervous because just hearing that overture music. So yeah, one thing I want to do with this video is I think it'd be fun for everybody to share their own personal Nutcracker stories. I had some of my fellow teachers here at the studio give me their Nutcracker stories, which you will see in a little bit. So yeah, after you watch this video, you can comment on it, or you can even leave a video message and like tell me your Nutcracker story. If you went to see it somewhere, or if you were a character in it, or if your daughter, danced in it, any story is welcome. I would love to hear all about it. And yeah, so everything is happening so soon. We have auditions July 24th and 25th at Dance Kids Studio in Lebanon, 726 East Main Street. Our website, which will have all this information on it, which is www.wctheaterproject.com, and that'll have all the information that you need. If not, you can email us through the website. But auditions July 24th, 25th. Everybody's welcome, all levels, all ages. Maybe like 7 and under, not really sure. Check the website. And then auditions then, and then our gala is July 31st, the following weekend. So there are certain roles of the show that we're doing like 4 pieces from the show at the gala. So we'll have rehearsals throughout that week. And the gala is July 31st. Please come. Please buy tickets on our website. It's going to be an amazing night. Not only will you get to see the mansion and find out all about the show and the project, but you'll get to see performances. You'll get an amazing dinner. We're having a German-styled buffet set up for you, having it catered. We're auctioning off some incredible items. Today we just got a donation of a pair of real Versace glasses and sunglasses and Ray-Ban sunglasses. So we'll have a little set, which both retail for about $200. So you can bid on those. You can bid on, we have diamond box seats for a future Reds game, including parking. Thank you, Amy, for that. We also have tickets to Disneyland. Thanks to me for that. We have a lot more items. So you'll get to bid on those items, see some dancing, have a great dinner, have some drinks, have some dessert. It's gonna be a really, really fun night. So buy your tickets. We only can sell a certain amount of tickets, so we don't want you to miss out if you wanna come. Also, the show is November 19th and 20th, the weekend before Thanksgiving. I know it seems very early, but it's kind of before all the Christmas madness starts, so it'd be a little fun little treat you can take your kids to, or take your family or friends to come see. So yeah, that is our project. please support, please find us on Facebook and like it and share it and rate us. We need all the help we can get. This is our very first year, so just getting the word out has been the biggest struggle. But right now I'm focusing on choreography and getting everything set. It's going to be a really, really, really cool show. Nothing like you've ever seen before. You will not be interacting, don't worry. You're not going to be pulled onto the stage and made, and get embarrassed. You're just going to be sit back and watch, but you just get to travel along with it and get a little tour and a show. So send me your Nutcracker stories, come to our auditions, come to our gala. Thank you for watching.
Hi, my name is Ana Cueto. I work here at Dance Studio #1, and that's how I know Trevor. He's my co-worker, a great friend, and we're talking about the Nutcracker and a little bit about my background. I grew up in Cuba. I studied at the National School of Ballet in Cuba. It's a professional training, and we've done Nutcracker so many times. I've done a lot of the Waltz of the Flowers especially, and the Spanish dance, which is one of my favorite because I have Spanish roots. My grandparents are from Spain, so that flavor that we add to the Spanish dance is so nice and I love it so much. We had so many hours of training, so it was exhausting, but the rewarding of finishing up with the whole Nutcracker ballet and the whole audience up and applauding is so nice, so I love the Nutcracker.
Shoshana.
So you've done a lot of Nutcrackers.
Yes.
How many have you done?
I want to say at least 10, maybe more.
Wow. And name the roles that you've done?
I have done Chinese core, Harlequin doll, Waltz of the Flowers, I was Clara 1 year, Spanish soloist, what else? Dewdrop Fairy a couple years. That's the role that I most am cast in. So my first performance on point, it was a demi-point performance, so I wasn't allowed to keep the shanks inside my shoes, so they were de-shanked. It was just the box, and that was my demi-point. So yeah, I had to perform a ballet like that. It was painful, but strengthening for the ankles.
For sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Hi, my name is Anne Burns, and I've been dancing for my whole life. Growing up in New York City, the Nutcracker was a huge part of our Christmas tradition, and I would go into New York City and see the New York City Ballet perform George Balanchine's version of the Nutcracker. Myself, I've danced many of the roles, my personal favorite being the Spanish hot chocolate. I love that character dance, I love the balances, a lot of flair. My least favorite would have had to be the marzipan, because it's a little difficult to coordinate all your potpourris with the flute and with your friends. Thanks a lot.
That's